What's the water painting to your right?
Oh, this is it's a painting I started a few years ago. I just put it up on the easel to demonstrate this new easel that I have because it's a fairly heavy painting. It's got heavy stretchers, and I put those are magnets that are holding it up. The magnets are really strong for this easel. It's called the Everyday Easel, and it's an awesome, really amazing piece of equipment. And so I put that up there as to show how strong it is. So here, I want to make sure that I get those cheekbones coming around.
Are you planning on coloring this guy in, or is it just going to be black and white?
It's only going to be black and white. No color.
No color?
No color, baby.
No cola, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hey, did anyone see that scary movie, Midsommar? Is it? Summer? Midsummer? What is it? Vedanta. Oh, she's out painting. Midsummer? Is it called Midsummer? Same guy that did Hereditary, which was really disturbing. I'll never watch that again. But I like a good scary movie, and this one just came out. I was wondering if anyone saw it, if it was good. So I'm going to zoom in and show you what I've done here. So just get this in. I'm not going to do the spots in the sketch, but I want you to see how he's looking up, right there. And I want this nice kind of flowing look to the composition. There we go. Mark says, "Can you believe it? Only a week away." As in Kenya?
Kenya? Have you heard about Disney wanting to make a live-action Brother Bear?
You know what? I don't think that's true. I did hear about it. I did hear it, and I don't think it's true. I'll believe it when I'll see it.
I've seen it, Bart.
This is going to be a fun image. I can feel it I feel it in my bones.
I feel it in my nuggets.
FYI, the YouTube stream went down for a bit. Technical hiccup. Open my side. All fixed, but we were down for a minute or two. Oh, sorry, you guys. If you're on YouTube, hopefully we're back. Hopefully we didn't lose you too much. So what I'm doing here is I'm just rubbing. I've got my kneaded eraser. Looks like a poop in my hand. And I'm just rubbing down the graphite because when I work with my pen over this, if you have too much graphite, it can clog up your pen. So I kind of get it down to just a very faint drawing right there. And here's my pen. I'm using a Tool, T-U-L, Tool right there. Tool. Twitch comment, hey, I went to one of your workshops at Lightbox, and now I've been bringing all of your binging all of your YouTube videos. Awesome. That makes me happy.
So,
all right, so I'm going to move this like that, and maybe zoom in a little bit, not that much. Right about here, because I'm going to get in a little bit tighter.
a little tighter on the details there.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Did you watch the BBC show Serengeti? I thought it was fantastic.
You know what? I haven't been able to see it yet. But the upside is I'm going to be there in a week.
How long did it take for you to draw animals from your head without having to look at references so much anymore?
It took years. It takes time. But it's not, it's not insurmountable. It's something anybody can do. It's like anything else. You just got to take your time with it.
I have a Brother Bear question.
Okay.
What was the hardest problem you had to solve while directing Brother Bear, story wise and animation wise?
Well, story is always the biggest problem. Story is hard. It's just straight up hard. And and so when you're putting together an entire movie, um, and you're trying to work that story out, I always talk about it being like a Rubik's cube, because you might fix something in one part of the story somewhere, like getting all the colors right on one side of a Rubik's cube, but then all of a sudden you realize that you just messed up another part of the story, and you got to make adjustments there, and it's constant, adjusting back and forth, and making sure all the pieces come together in the right way, and it takes time. It's the hardest. That's the hardest part of filmmaking, I think, is story, and making sure that your story is clear, that narrative comes across clearly in whatever it is that you're trying to say.
Does Dustin like to draw too?
I don't know, Dustin, do you?
Not as much as I used to. In high school, I used to draw like 5 or 6 different things a day, but nowadays I hardly ever draw at all of these days.
Much to my chagrin.
Yeah.
Not chagrin. Chagrin's amusement.
Yeah. Do you think it's easier now because of all the modern day sources such as online tutorials, etc.? As far as like learning new things, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, I do. I do think it's not. It's never easy, but it is. There's a lot more information that's accessible. For sure. For sure. Twitch question: is it possible to succeed as a digital fine artist, or is that a traditional media realm only? I think that traditional or digital work is becoming more and more seen as a fine art, as we progress. Uh, I I don't know how you make money at it, unless you did prints. But I do think it's possible. I think, like I said, I think as the art world comes to understand what digital art is more and more, I think more and more artists will be able to make a living there.
You said to bring a character idea from a book to the live stream this Saturday. Can we use the character description from an unpublished book?
You can do whatever you want. Absolutely. I'm going to do several. One that I always like to do, and I've done it in other live streams, is Buck from The Call of the Wild. That's it's one of my favorite books by Jack London, and I want to, because I can design him. I've done it before, with varying success, live, because you just never know. So I'm trying to prepare a little bit more this time, so I'm not floundering as much. There is a certain degree of floundering that you're going to do as a designer, and I want to get past that point for you guys. I spin my wheels for a good couple of days on a design before I find something that digs in, and so if I'm trying to do something at a live event for you guys, I want to get past that point so you can at least get your money's worth and see, what it's like when that design starts to click.
What was the hardest story problem they had to solve for Brother Bear?
Um, Probably one of the biggest things was uh, changing Grizz, the big bear. He was the original um, companion to Kenai, changing him into a younger bear, Coda. Um, we really fought that. We wanted it to be an older brother, Kenai to have an older brother kind of relationship on the journey. But we realized after a while, and it was really the story team that really kind of drilled this into us, that it was better for Kenai, who's kind of this irresponsible character, to be put into a caretaking position. He would learn more that way. Nick says it can be tricky in the gallery world because the market is based on originals, but there are people doing it. That's absolutely right. I think we're still just stuck in the old world thinking when it comes to the gallery stuff. I think traditional galleries are kind of they're going to be going away within not too many years. I think they the way people buy art is going to change if it hasn't changed quite a bit already. YouTube comment. Hi, Aaron. I'm Hassan from Kuwait, and I want to thank you so much for your comments and support yesterday in the live stream on Patreon. Well, dude, you are welcome. We are very, very happy we were able to do that. It's the first time that I've done anything like that, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, we're going to try to do more. Moonram asked, a ballpoint pen, Bic, gives different shades of gray. Does this pen do the same? No, this is more of a. I can give it. I can make it do thicker or thinner lines, just depending on very subtly. But for me, it's really about how lightly I put the line down. Bic is probably the best at being able to do that, and I do like Bic pens as well. But I like this pen because of it's almost like a fountain pen kind of feel, and that's what I want for these drawings.
Do you have any books for comparative anatomy?
I don't right now. The best thing you can do for that is really look up online, whatever it is that you're looking for.
How did you work at Disney?
How did I work at Disney? How did I get the job?
I believe so.
I'm assuming the question is. Well, I was in my second year in college as an illustrator, and I needed a job, and Disney had decided to start recruiting outside of animation schools, and my college, Ringling College of Art and Design, was one of the schools they decided to recruit from. And so I put together a portfolio of animal drawings and figure drawings. This is when I was 20, and I was able to get an internship. And so Disney brought me in. This is in 1988, so this is 31 years ago. And I was able to go in, and I was taught by Glenn Keane, well-known animator Glenn Keane, and he taught me animation. And once I started learning from Glenn, I really kind of caught the bug of animation. I just really loved it, and I never looked back. I realized, in that moment that he was teaching me that it was, it's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
For the live stream, do we have to have a character designed by Saturday?
No. You don't have to have anything by Saturday. I just want to have everything prepped for you guys. This is just for you to watch, and if you want to participate while I'm drawing, you are more than welcome to do that. But it really is not. It's not an assignment type of thing. It's just me talking about what it is that I do as a character designer, and then I'm going to demonstrate for you. So you don't have to have. It's not like a homework type thing.
What is your favorite sequence or scene from a Disney film and why?
My favorite sequence or scene, I've got several. One of them is Bambi. It's just the opening to Bambi. Well, it's not the opening because it's after he's been born, and he and his mother. It's after the scene of him being born, and he meets everybody. There's a shot with the multiplane camera where they're walking through the forest, and the deer are so perfectly designed and realized by the animators, and the forest is beautifully painted. Tyrus Wong was the production designer, and everything, all the elements just really come together beautifully, and it's just one of my favorite shots of any Disney film. It feels like real deer in a real forest, but all at the same time, it's stylized. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'll always love that shot. There's a lot of stuff in Sleeping Beauty that I think is just absolutely brilliant as well. In Fantasia 2000, it's was it the Rite of Spring or something? I can't remember what it was. But the spring spirit. That whole bit of animation in there is just insane. It's insanely beautiful. Incredible effects. So I'm slowly working this out. YouTube question: what size paper are you drawing on? I'm drawing on 11 by 14. That's 11 by 14.
Leopard? Is that your favorite big cat?
Well, not necessarily. I like leopards. I like all big cats, but lately, people really have been wanting leopards. They love those spots, and so I've just been drawing a lot of leopards lately because people respond to them.
Do you like or have you ever drawn dinosaurs?
I've never drawn. I mean, I've drawn them a little bit as a kid. Yeah, I like them. I think they're cool. I'm very fascinated by them. It's not something that I've grown up drawing a lot of, though. Not like James Gurney. Boy, you got to see James Gurney's work if you haven't seen it already. He's the guy that did Dinotopia. He's amazing.
Do you have a favorite Disney sequel?
No. I'm not a fan of any of the sequels. Unfortunately. Sorry. How about you, Dustin? Do you?
Sequel wise?
Yeah. I can't even think of a sequel that I watch.
Nothing really comes to mind sequel wise. Because when it comes to Disney animated films, the first ones are always great, then the second and third ones are like low budget.
Yeah.
To a point it's just like, why even bother?
Yeah. YouTube question: in Beauty and the Beast, who did the shot of where the camera is the POV of the scissors when Cogsworth slides down the stair railing with them into LeFou? Oh, how's that done? Oh, I don't know who did that, and I think they did a little bit of CG on that to get the feel of the stairs. But I don't know who animated it. I don't remember. That was animated in California when we were doing our shots in Florida. We had a whole bunch of stuff of our own that we were doing, so we weren't always kept abreast of who was doing what.
Do you ever desire to try a style that is not something that comes readily to you? Something totally different?
Yeah, I like to do that every once in a while. I like to get out of my comfort zone. A good example is, when I'm oil painting, every once in a while I like to try palette knife painting, which is really hard. And I've got a friend of mine, Trey Finney, who's really perfected it. He's doing some really amazing stuff. And along with his brushwork and everything, but he's done some palette knife stuff that just blows my mind. Look him up, Trey Finney, TreyFinney. He's an amazing artist, really great animator too. But he's gone back to his roots, his fine art, and he's a full-time painter now. But we went to college together, and we also worked at Disney together. Actually, I'm going to try to get Trey to do a painting workshop for us.
I'm about to open a can.
What's that?
Opening up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Schlitz Malt Liquor. Dustin just opened a beer.
Oh yeah, and it's a Code Red beer. Do you still keep in touch with other animators that you had worked with during your days at Disney?
Absolutely. One of the main ones, Jim Jackson. I know Jim Jackson so well.
I thought you were going to say Ronnie there for a second. To be honest.
Oh, of course we keep in touch with Ronnie. That's a no-brainer. Ronnie just lives right down the street. But Jim Jackson.
Jim Jackson.
Jim Jackson was the 11th man to walk on the moon. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Not a lot of people know that.
I always keep thinking that he's the first.
No.
He was the first.
Jim Jackson. Check him out. Jim Jackson. What's his website? Is it jimjackson.com? He's Jim Jackson is a animator up at Blue Sky Studios now. And ironically enough, Blue Sky is owned by Disney again. So he went from Disney, leaving Disney, and then he worked for EA Games and on the Madden games for a while as a head animator. And then he went over to Blue Sky Studios. He's been there for a few years. And then Disney bought Fox, and Fox owned Blue Sky, and bada bing, bada boom, all of a sudden he's back to working for Disney again.
Oh yeah, Rescuers Down Under. What is it? Is a sequel.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I take that back. Rescuers Down Under is a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I do too. Though I haven't seen that in years. But that was actually the first movie you worked on.
That was my first feature I ever worked on. I can't believe I forgot it. YouTube question: what approximate percentage of gray is this paper? 30 to 50? I don't know. It's not 50. I'd say it's probably in the 30% range. I'm not going to black this out completely. I got a brush pen for that. It's a lot of ink.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Hold on, I got one more question. I got two more over here. Nick says the 11th man on the moon joke is getting old. That's the point, Nick. You need to get all new ridiculous things he did. Yeah, well, the point is that we say it over and over.
That's the idea.
That's the idea. Twitch question. You specialize in animals. How far should an artist drill down into specialization? Or are varied portfolios turning off clients a myth? I think varied portfolios are a myth. If you're good at it, clients are going to respond. So, yeah, that's... I think a varied portfolio can be a strength if you're good, because it shows your ability to adapt.
Are you ready for another question?
Yeah.
Still answering the what?
How do you choose where to make the fur effects? I think about where value. If it's a brighter area, I'm not going to put fur there. If it's a darker area, then I will put fur. That's basically that's my guideline. It's all, you know, where the values are. Go ahead, Dustin.
So I know we've been asked which movies we want to see turned to a live action adaptation like we've seen with the other Disney films lately. But which live action film would you like to see as an animation adaptation?
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's basically
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay. I can't really see that as a thing, but okay.
No, that's a good question. I don't know.
Probably the Star Wars would be pretty cool.
Well, don't they already have something like that for Star Wars?
They did something similar to that. Well, they have like the Clone Wars series, But
That's a really good question.
oh, Top Gun.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some there's animal films that I'd like to see maybe animated, where the red fern grows. Old Yeller.
Mm. What was the name of that one movie that Austin and I used to watch all the time? Where it was the two dogs and the cat?
Oh, the Incredible Journey.
The Incredible Journey. Now that I have not seen since I was little.
I think that was Incredible Journey.
That'd be an interesting one to have an animation version of. Or go with Stripes.
Warren on YouTube says silly old jokes are the best. By the way, did you ever meet Walt Disney? See, there's my point. That's my point. See, no, it is old, but it doesn't.
That's the point.
On Brother Bear, did you have any culture in mind for the story? I always thought of them as Clovis because of the mammoths. Well, actually, that's pretty close. We really studied the Athabascan and Eskimo cultures, but we purposely set it that far back, with mammoths and everything else, so that we could have a little bit of leeway with the culture. We could make it up a little bit because it's, some of the culture is speculative. And so we purposely did that so that we could create our own kind of belief system and all of that. So thinking that they're Clovis is actually that's a pretty good guess because that's one of the cultures we talked about.
When you were starting at Disney, was there a sense that the old timers were not teaching the younger guys, or was the atmosphere good and to learn and to grow?
It was awesome. It was very much a sense of the old timers teaching the new guys coming in. I was the new guy coming in, and even in the original 9 Old Men, a lot of them were still alive at the time, and they would come in and give us lectures, and they had started to pass away, for lack of a better way of putting it, but a few of them were still there. Ollie and Frank were still there, and Ward Kimball and a few others, and they would come in and give us lectures and talk about the old days and all that kind of stuff, and it was really, really kind of cool. And I look at those days compared to now, and I realize, holy cow, I'm that old guy now. That was 30 years ago when I started, when they were coming in, and it was 1989 and 1988. 31 years ago. Pretty amazing.
Do you have an artist bucket list? And if so, is there anything you have yet not to do and wish to accomplish?
Yeah, I want to do some really big paintings, monumental paintings. And
like the ones you see like a mirror, like on a really big,
not the size of a mural. I mean big canvas. I want them to be big canvas paintings. But I want so I want to do that. And then it's from those big charcoals that I like to do. I want to do a giant charcoal as well. I mean really big. And so we'll probably document that because I'd like to do it this year. Well, before within a year, I should say, because this year's almost over. YouTube question: have you ever drew a really, really, really old lion or lioness? Boy, really, 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 that must be really, really, really old. What do you do in the anatomy of a big cat to make it appear more old? Well, a lot of the older males, and females, one of the things is they get really scarred up, over their lifetime. And just like human people, I mean, parts of their body get droopy. They get very stiff in the way that they move. They sag. It's a lot of the same issues that we have. I noticed my neck is starting to sag
Oh yeah.
right here. I
Nice.
was looking in the mirror when I was shaving this morning. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, the movie is Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound, that's it.
The two dogs and the cat. Homeward Bound.
That was it. I know there is an Incredible Journey, though. There's one of those. Same kind of cast.
What was the most difficult drawing you ever done?
Every drawing is difficult. I don't know. I don't think about them in that way, so I don't know. I don't know. This one's not easy.
Which one took you the longest?
Oh, I've got. I don't know about drawings, but I've got paintings that have taken, a month or two to do. Because I'm holding down a job, directing a movie, and then painting also at the same time, and it just takes it out of you, man. Twitch question: do you know Woody Woodman and Larry Whitaker? Are they some of the former Disney story artists? Well, I know Woody very, very well. Actually, I just had a Skype with Woody about a week and a half ago. He's in Jakarta, teaching right now. I believe it was Jakarta. And I talked with one of his students. And yes, he is a great story artist.
I thought Woody lived in Andy's
Larry
room.
Whitaker, I don't know Larry. I know the name. I don't know him, though. What's that?
I thought Woody lived in Andy's room. What are you excited about for the future of animation? For example, any particular studios or techniques?
Yeah,
Or just-
Netflix.
Huh?
I'm excited about Netflix.
Really?
Yeah. I'm excited about the streaming platform and what it's going to provide for content providers. Because I see myself and Nick as content providers. I see us having an ability to go in and possibly get some films made down the road. And it's something that we talk about and we're very excited about. And I see it as a platform for 2D to make a comeback as well. So that's where I think all the really exciting places, the exciting, exciting place for animation and that sort of thing, I think, are these streaming platforms. That's where I think the next big thing is going to be. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I actually have my own personal question about that, about Netflix. Because I know that they bring in other big movies and TV shows from other channels onto Netflix.
Right.
But they also have their own productions of shows and movies. But when it comes to the animated Netflix stuff, do they have their own Netflix animation group, or do they?
I think it's both. I think they have something going on, because I know James Baxter, who's ex-Disney animator, and one of the best animators in the world as far as I'm concerned. James is working for Netflix as kind of their quality control guy, making sure that all the animation that's getting done over there is done up to par.
Right.
And so, that being said, I would assume that there's some sort of
In-house animated.
in-house thing going on. Yeah.
Because I know there's quite a few Netflix shows that they say are Netflix exclusive, but they're out of house, like an anime series.
They're done in another studio, and that's probably what's
But they
happening.
published it under their name.
They funded it. Yeah.
Right.
I've got a few more questions here. Warren on YouTube says Homeward Bound was the remake. Incredible Journey was the original. Not sure when the original was made. 60s? It may have been early 70s, because I thought it was my era. I was born in the 60s, but right at the tail end. Twitch question. Back when you first started drawing at zoos and stuff, were you nervous drawing in front of so many people? No. No, I just hunkered down and did it.
From the Nine Old Men, was Milt Call? Forgot how to write his name.
Milk call.
Milt Call? Really that tough or strict?
Yeah. He was quite the son of a.
Senator.
But he was probably the best draftsman out of all of them. The guy could draw, and he, from what I've heard, I've never met him. He died long before I was ever at Disney, and I think he just really expected everyone to draw as well as him, and the fact is they just couldn't. Grab that that drawing in the plastic right there, behind the skull. That's a milk call drawing. This is one of my prized possessions. This here is a milk call drawing. I got this. This is from Sleeping Beauty. My friend Mike Stoll and Alex Cooperschmidt got this for me, and it's Mike milk call animation. It's a key, right there, number 152, and from Sleeping Beauty, and it's a beautiful drawing. Here you can see the detail. That's a rough, right from the desk of Milk Call.
Wow. Crazy.
Crazy, eh?
And someone's asking for has made a future suggestion. Will you draw one of a lion, king of the land, versus an eagle, king of the air?
King of the skies.
King of the skies.
That's a good idea.
After you've done these huge paintings, will you clean swimming pools like on Love, Death, and Robots?
Maybe.
I cannot wait for the next season. A little afraid to use paint. I feel like I should draw way better first. Should I do both regardless?
Yeah, don't be afraid. What are you afraid of?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it!
Did you see the Shia? We were talking about this the other day. The Shia LaBeouf.
The chicken wing.
The chicken wing thing.
Yeah.
They asked him about that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
whole thing.
Oh yeah,
And he was talking about how that whole thing was meant to be, memes, and they put it out there for that.
oh yeah, I knew that that whole story, like after a few days after that first came out, of how like people were like, why did he do this? It's so weird. And then like a week later, he explained it to somebody else about how it all, like the reason why they did all that.
Yeah, kind of
for
cool
college,
actually.
Yeah. It is still popular to this day.
So I'm just adding in a little. Just wanted to jump around to the white pen for a little bit.
In the comments, I'm so excited to see Klaus.
Oh yeah, we all are.
Has any new trailers for Klaus
I don't
come out yet? Or?
don't know.
For your Netflix shows, will you be hiring?
Oh, I don't know. The Netflix thing is just that's just a pipe dream right now. I don't have anything lined up. I would love to. Who knows?
Oh, okay. Somebody explained the Netflix thing. They commissioned from independent studios.
Yeah.
Here in Brazil, Birdo Studio did a cartoon for Netflix called Super Drags. Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I know you love animals, but I've noticed that you draw a lot of big cats and bears. Do you think you gravitate towards those two specifically? Perhaps because of Lion King and Brother Bear?
Yes, absolutely. They're fun animals to draw too. They're big, they're dramatic, they're strong. All right, this guy's coming together. Okay, happy so far.
As an avid animal lover, if you could play God and create your own animal, what would it look like?
I don't know, man. The ones we have already are pretty darn perfect. I don't know how I could create one. That's a really cool question.
Probably a lot like the head and mane of a lion, but with the body of a bear.
Yeah. Roar, roar, roar. I don't know, man. That's good.
Is there a draw like Milk Call workshop somewhere?
Not that I know of, because that would mean someone has the ability to draw like Milk Call. I don't know anybody that draws like Milk Call.
It'd be like cool if there was.
Yeah. I was always looking at Milt's work, trying to emulate his drawing and his animation as well.
Will there be a video up on your YouTube channel about your Africa trip?
Oh yes, we're gonna be shooting quite a bit of stuff while we're there. Nick and I were just talking about that this morning. So we got some stuff that we're gonna shoot. Faux show.
Faux show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to be a visual storyteller and draw books special for kids. Do you have any advice on how to start?
Yeah, I would look at storyboarding, look at courses on storyboarding so that you can talk about sequential visual storytelling, because that's important. There's a lot of stuff out there on doing children's books if that's what you're interested in. But definitely look into sequential storytelling. Sequential visual storytelling. Twitch question. I found that I'm pretty impatient. I'm a pretty impatient artist, and I tend to rush through my drawings. Have you ever had this problem? Is there anything that's helped you with this self-discipline? Yeah, just stop it. How's that? Just stop it. No, you know it's you gotta. It's exactly the way you just put it. It's self-discipline. Now it's not bad to rush through stuff because I'm actually a pretty impatient artist as well. And I don't like to sit any longer than a few hours on a piece. And but with that knowledge, I'll walk away and just come back to it later. And I've gotten pretty good about disciplining myself to do that.
And from earlier, speaking of Netflix, did you see any of the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance yet?
Yeah, I'm sorry, not a fan. And I know people hate that because I know it's really popular.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge Dark Crystal fan. I liked it okay when it was back in the '80s when the movie came out. I saw the movie and thought it was really cool. I'm just not a huge fan of the puppet stuff, and I'm not a big fan of the storytelling because it's really complex and it requires a lot of narration to tell it, and it just loses me. And I know I'm in the minority on that, so I totally get it. But yeah, it's kind of lost on me. How about you, Dustin?
I really enjoyed both the movie and the show.
Did you finish the show?
I did finish the show. I binged it all in one day.
Oh, did you really? Wow.
Yeah,
Probably on a work day, right?
it was over a weekend. But I really, really enjoyed it. And I watched the original Dark Crystal a while back, and yeah, they definitely kept the original content
Oh
alive.
yeah.
Like I
Big
really
time.
liked how they kept the original style, but just added some of that extra like modern flair of like the special effects and things
Yeah.
like that, but not went too overboard with it. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. I love fantasy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I really dig fantasy. It's just I couldn't get into it.
I definitely feel that that the show did help with answering certain questions,
Oh yeah.
and although there were a couple of more questions that kind of unfolded by the end of the series.
Uh-huh.
It was like, how did this happen? And like, what's going to happen now? And
Yeah. Right.
but so I think there. So I have a feeling there's going to be a season 2.
I'm sure there will. Nick asks, I've heard many people say that the narration is only in the first few minutes, so I guess you never made it past that. I didn't. And it goes on and on and on and on. And I just like, okay, I'm done. And I turned it off. That's funny. That's my impatient mark.
Like, all right, too much narration. I'm
Creature
out.
Creations asked, who I looked at the portfolio, it was awesome yesterday. Do you ever have issues with the white Jelly Roll pen drying out? Mine seem to constantly, so I keep having to buy more. Yes, you know what your problem is? You're buying too small. You're probably buying the 0.5, the 0.5. You have to get the 0.8 or the 1.0 or the 1.0. Don't get the 5s. They're too small. And yes, they do dry out. You have to get the 8s. I buy boxes. There's a box right here. I buy boxes of the 8s and boxes of the 1. And if you do that, they will not dry out on you. This pen will not dry out. So, I don't know why I'm drawing with it. I'm supposed to be doing that. So, yeah, that's your problem. Sorry. Hey, YouTube question. Hello, Dustin. How are you? Random
Hi.
question. But if the Word was a Zootopia kind of film, what animals do you think you and your dad would be? If the world was a Zootopia type film, what kind of animals would we be?
What would we be if we were in Zootopia world?
Yeah,
Ooh.
warthogs.
I see you as a bear,
Yeah.
clearly. Me though?
Yeah, but you're my son, so you got to be a bear
Yeah, that's true.
or a water buffalo.
Yeah. or just a cow. I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home? Actually, you know what? I'll be a moose.
Moose.
A moose, eh?
Actually, yeah, that would be you. That's a good one. That's a good one, eh? Twitch question. Have you ever tried using a white Posca pen? I love using it due to being able to smudge it for a softer effect. I don't know. I think that's cool. I've just found a Sakura Decoris. Here it is. Sakura Decoris. I found this in my collection. Someone gave me this. It's another kind of steel ball type, but it really puts down a nice white line. I haven't tried the one you're speaking of. No.
And what, cow? I think you mean bull.
Bull.
Yes. Big bull with big horns.
Speaking of which, you see that they outlawed in Spain bullfighting, or the torturing of the bull. So I don't know if they've outlawed the bullfighting or what, but I'm assuming they've outlawed bullfighting.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I did not know that. You said in
It
Brazil?
just passed. No, in Spain.
Oh, in Spain. Why was I thinking Brazil? What part of Africa are you going to again?
We are going to the Masai Mara in Kenya, Western Kenya.
Can you hoop?
Kenya, ha, Kenya,
It would be a bear making unbearable bear puns.
yeah.
Yes. Yes, we would, and we would enjoy it.
So this one's coming along. Slowly getting there. See these? This is a bigger drawing than ones I was doing before. I was able to do about 2 of those a session. They take about an hour, hour and a half. These take about 2.5 hours to 3 hours. These larger ones, you can see it's a bigger drawing. Let me go wide. Oh, whoop.
That's a huge sketch.
But that's it so far. We're getting there.
So far.
Actually, when I'm not getting to the spots yet.
That's going to be the most time consuming.
It won't be, actually. It's not as time consuming as you think.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going to actually get to those in just a minute because that really will dictate to me how much more line work I'm going to need because the spots really carry it quite a bit.
Hi, Aaron. I know you
Hi.
have an elephant tutorial on how to draw them, but have you thought on to do a video like other how to draw animals?
Yeah, it would overlap some of the other ones, but some of the larger mammals of Africa: elephants, zebras, rhinos, hippos.
Oh, is that what the big five are?
No, the big 5 are
Elephants?
no, it's lion, leopard, cheetah. I think it might be all cats.
Ah. Lions, tigers, and bears.
Yeah, elephant, zebra, or not zebra, but actually I should have done one with zebras. It's kind of in the horses, but I'm mumbling now. Mumble.
Mumbler. Mumbling.
Mumbler.
Mumbling.
I'm going to throw some spots on that face. I'm going to take a little break from this part of the head and throw some spots on and just see how that's going to look. So what I'm switching over to is my brush pen. Shay? Shay?
Hey, Shay.
Switch over to the brush pen, Shay.
Do you think there's more competition to break into animation now than there was before?
Yes. There's a lot of people that wanted to be animators. There's hardly any competition when I started. It's not like it is today. There's definitely... Oh, Nick says, I cannot find nay ban on bullfighting. It looks like they banned one specific type of event that was a little different. Okay, that's what I was wondering. It was something about the bull torture, because they the part of the process in a bullfight is that they'll basically torture the animal for a while. They'll cut it in the top of its head, and they'll actually cut the tail off while it's still alive and running around. And I think that might be what they've banned. Which is, I wish they would ban it, the whole thing altogether. I know it's cultural and everything, but I think it's inhumane.
But didn't they also ban the running with the bulls?
Not that I know of. I always wanted to do that when I was younger.
Running with the bulls?
Yeah. Now everyone can run faster than me.
Yeah, if you start running down that walkway, people are
end up
going
looking
to
like
start
that.
running away from you, thinking that you're one of the bulls.
I was gonna say I looked like that time I was playing softball. Remember when I was running?
How could I forget? I keep making fun of it. Your stomach was going ahead of your body.
So I'm using the spots to help define the form on the cat. So we're looking at them kind of foreshortened, so they're going to be a little bit stretched out, and they'll follow the form of that cheekbone as it curls around.
And to the latecomer, which paper, which pen are you using? Especially the white pen.
The white pen is white jelly roll right here. That's a white jelly roll. Jelly roll with a G. The drawing pen is a Tool, T-U-L pen, and right now I'm putting the spots in with a Pilot brush pen.
For the fantasy course you wanted to do, what kinds of creatures would you be showing?
A lot of forest creatures. That's going to be volume 1, so fairies and elves, but my take on it. It's going to be my version.
Maybe some centaurs.
Centaurs, maybe.
With some toddler centaurs running around.
I love YouTube question. I really love your realistic Disney illustrations. Any chance you will do more of your characters or others? Yeah, there's always a chance. I just haven't thought about it in a while. Yeah, I'll do that down the road. Twitch question. I recently picked up a copy of the coloring book Florida's Colorful Critters. I can't believe that's out there, that you illustrated as a young artist. I think it would be neat to do a then and now comparison of your art. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, that's a coloring book that I did while I was in college as a job to pay my rent. And that coloring book is still selling 30 years later. I got a copy of it in one of my portfolios in the closet. Florida's Colorful Critters. I was 18 when I did that.
Nice. And someone says that the 5 animals in Africa you're talking about.
Yeah, the big 5.
Huh? The big 5?
Yeah.
Is lion, leopard, rhinoceros, elephant, and Cape buffalo.
Oh, thank you. I was forgetting the Cape buffalo. So this is coming along. I'm happy so far.
I think technically it is running from the bulls. I think it's... Yeah, I can't remember if it's running from the bulls or if it's running with the bulls.
I think it's running with the bulls. They're running with the bulls.
Which I would never do.
I would never do.
Never gonna do.
See, when you get the spots in here, it really kind of takes over, and you realize that they can carry it quite a bit. Twitch. Oh, Nick says somehow we have 2 streams live on YouTube, but you have 2 hands, so we're good. We have 2 streams going on YouTube. That's weird.
Huh. Maybe they accidentally overlapped each other.
Takes time, but we're getting there.
We are out of questions.
What? What?
What?
Was that Chappelle that does that?
What? Yeah.
Ba, ba, ba. What brush pen are you using? What's it called? It is a Pilot. Oh, let me see here. Pilot. Japan. I bought it in Japan. Wow, 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 wow.
Have you always been a native to Florida?
Have I always been a native to Florida?
No.
Well, I'm actually not native to Florida. People think I am. And I basically am because I've lived in Florida since 1976. But I was actually born in 1968. I was born in Burlington, Vermont, in the Northeast. So technically, I'm a native Vermonter, although I haven't lived there since 1976. I go back and visit. I've still got family up there. And I love that state. It's beautiful. But I consider myself a Floridian. There we go. Yes, yes. This is coming along. Remember, this will be available. This drawing will be available on the website later today. I'm not sure when. It depends on when Nick is able to get a copy of it up. I'll scan it afterwards and he'll have it, but not sure how long it takes to get that up. Nick can probably let everyone know faster than me.
And Tim Short, yeah, all the questions from YouTube and the other channels are being sent to Dad from Nick, and I'm personally handling all the Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
Because Tim Short on the Facebook here is saying, Dustin, ask questions from YouTube as well. There's loads of questions. But Nick is taking care of that.
Sounds like Nick's skipping questions, huh?
I guess. Nick, do the thing.
Well, you can jump over if you can help Nick out. Because Nick's probably got his hands full.
Question for Aaron and Dustin, respectively. What is a random unpopular opinion you have about anything?
A random unpopular opinion?
About anything.
I don't have any unpopular opinions because every opinion I have is the right one.
I don't know how to answer this without somebody yelling at me.
Exactly. So you don't answer it. They're trying to bait you. Don't take the bait.
I mean, we've had our.
Don't take the bait.
No, I'm not going to say anything specific, but I'm just saying that everybody has their opinions, and that's that.
Nick says this image will be up and available at creatureartteacher.com/originals. We are good on questions. That was a note from Nick, I think. Nick Birch. Nick says, I hate strawberries. He does. I don't get it. Nick Birch hates strawberries.
How? What?
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 Why?
It's like my cousin. I had a cousin. She wouldn't eat anything that was red. What? I was just like, what? What?
Well, I do know one thing I really don't like. Blue cheese.
Oh, I love blue
hate
cheese.
Blue cheese.
The stinkier, the better.
The stinkier, the more I throw it away.
Oh, I love blue cheese.
I remember the one time he tried sneaking blue cheese into my salad.
Oh, yeah.
I spat it right out. Like, what is this? You're like, it's blue cheese. Like, why'd you put it in my
I thought you'd
salad?
like it. But I can't think of any food that I don't like.
Blue cheese is like
I mean, there's certain
top of my
organs
least
that I won't eat. I won't eat brain. And I'm trying to go a little bit more vegetarian, because I don't like the food processing industry, meat processing industry.
yeah. I never really tried like all the to me the crazy stuff like you said the brains or like
Yeah, I've
basically
eaten,
like specific organs like
Yeah.
liver or
I mean, I've had some crazy stuff.
I mean I think
Lots of
I've had like
insects.
cow tongue one time for Korean barbecue,
Yeah,
but
I've
that's
had
probably the most out there I've tried.
cow tongue, cow testicles, cow stomach, grubs, rattlesnake, raccoon.
Not liking dark crystal is an unpopular opinion, no? Somebody said.
No,
No?
it is an unpopular opinion. I know people are hate me for it.
It's kind of like for me when it comes to video games, I don't like the game Fortnite. Like
That's
that game should
unpopular?
never exist, and that is my personal opinion.
Is it a violent game?
Not really. I mean, it's a shooting game. It's a survival. It's a battle royale game where all these
Oh, is that the open world one that it's free and everyone can plays it?
everyone plays it, but majority of the people that play are kids.
Oh, and they're all little jerks.
Well, not all of them, but
Yeah,
there are.
come on, it's all of them.
You get more. They're more common in that game than other games. Put it that way.
Yeah. Annika Henson on YouTube says, "Me too. Strawberries are overrated." Austin posted something about olives the other day. How horrible olives are.
What?
I know. See, that's how I feel about blue cheese when you say that. See, how can you love olives but not like blue cheese? They're both strong tasting. You know what cheese I really want to try is that maggot cheese. Just to try it because I bet it's
What?
really strong. It's a goat cheese that they create in Sicily.
And I
it-
think the olives that you're
it-
thinking of
It
is
literally has maggots in it, and you just kind of eat it all up.
I think what you're mistaking when it comes to olives is the fact that you put blue cheese in your olives. I don't do that. I just straight up eat the olive.
No, I know, but I mean, blue cheese is what I'm saying is blue cheese is a strong flavor, but so are olives.
But when it comes to the blue cheese, it's a different kind of strong flavor.
It's that
Like-
sharp, musty taste. Tastes like
Must-
dirt.
Tastes like dirt. Tastes like I just ate fungus. While olives is similar to that of a it's almost like a pepperoni where it's got like that. It's got like that zingy spice to it. a little
Yeah.
bit.
You know, my favorite olives are the anchovy stuffed.
Ooh.
Those
I
are-
like the black olives.
See, black olives don't have enough flavor for me. Warren says, "Dude, ox tongue is delicious. It is, but hard to get anywhere. If it's not off a tender muscle or ground into hamburger and sealed under supermarket plastic, people don't want to know." Yeah, I know. But I've started going to another market outside of our regular grocery store. It's more of a specialty market, and they've got really good meats there, and great seafood. So I've been doing a lot more salmon lately. I didn't tell you that, Nick. I'm back on my salmon diet. So I've been eating like pounds of salmon, and they've got really great Scottish salmon at this place that I go to.
I'm guessing you have the salmon is crusted over with blue cheese.
No, not that one.
Well, at least you're not as big of a fish nut as your brother is.
Yeah, I know. My brother's a super big fish nut.
Oh.
But I'll get a kick. Now that I'm like 100 pounds overweight, I'll get on the salmon diet, and I'll drop 60 pounds. It'll take about 8 months, but I'll drop 60 pounds, and then I go back to normal eating again.
And one thing that you do all the time, especially when you come back from trips, is you go on a spree of a specific food.
Yeah, I start eating the food that I was eating when I was overseas.
Yeah.
Because I love cooking, and so I'm always like in the Philippines. I came back and I was cooking adobo all the time, and like sinigang soup, the sour soup. Oh man, I just loved it.
Then from Japan, you would cook dumplings and sushi.
No, I was doing ramen as well, homemade ramen.
Right.
That's one of my favorite dishes.
And then when we all did a trip to Paris all those years ago, when we
Oh,
came
yeah.
back, you did the crepes.
Crepes, I was making crepes like crazy. Savory
What
crepes,
was it-
sweet crepes.
Did you cook anything specific after we came back from England? From the England trip?
No, not really. Because English food and our native, like our family eats is very similar.
Mhm.
Lots of sausages and heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Although I did start, I take that back. I was making mushy peas. I love mushy peas.
Mushy peas.
Mushy peas. That's a distinctly British thing.
So we confirm salmon diet. Aaron Blaze is a bear.
I know, right? Except bears eat salmon to put on weight. I'm eating the salmon to take the weight off.
Yep, a lot of people are actually saying that right now. He is a bear. He eats salmon. Aaron's a bear is confirmed.
I eat raw salmon, cooked salmon, however we want to prepare it. Dried out salmon, smoked salmon, salmon jerky.
Catching it with your teeth straight out the river.
Yep. Ann asks, will you be doing any illustrations using water-soluble ink pens? I never thought about it. I could. I'd have to experiment with them first to see how they work. I don't know that I've ever used them.
Have you tried Mole of Kintyre mature Scottish cheddar?
No.
Never heard of that one. I mean, it's cheddar.
Sounds good to me.
It's like it's one of those things where like I'm down to try it, but I'm not afraid to say whether if I like it or not.
Right. How are we doing on time?
It is 2:30.
Oh, we've only been at it for an hour and a half. That's good. Here's my dad joke. Dentist's favorite time. 2:30.
2:30. Ooh, those sound like good olives. Big fat green olives with feta, sea salt, and a pick of herb, with toasted baguettes, and diced tomatoes with basil and olive oil.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Snack on that with a nice bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be down for
We had
that.
some really good olives in Spain.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh yeah, sure. Like I said, shut up, you two. You're making me hungry.
Yeah. When we were in Tokyo, there was this little kind of street food restaurant that we would go into at night, and on the table, instead of like a bowl of olives like you would get at a restaurant, on the table they would just give you a bowl of hard-boiled quail eggs.
Oh.
They were like the size of a marble, tiny little quail eggs that were hard-boiled and sitting in like a little kind of brine or something. And man, they were good. Matter of fact, I ended up finding them at the Asian store here in town. I just remembered because I ate so many of them when I was there. I bought a can of them, and they're still sitting in the in our pantry. I forgot I had bought them until I just got told this story.
Yeah, Erica Bay says some public stores carry it. It's delicious.
Eric on Twitch asks, Aaron, are there any particular childhood experiences with wildlife that led to your continued love of animals and wildlife art? You know, I was always in nature. I've always been I think it's just born in me. I think it's in my DNA. Because I can't think of anything specific that kind of turned me to love nature and wildlife the way that I do. I think it's a certain sense of empathy that you have as well, that you either have it or you don't. And for me, you know, I can't not see other animals as equal interesting beings. You know, I've never seen animals as just a stupid animal. And you know, I'm fascinated by the world around us. So I just want to remind everybody too that there is less than 48 hours left before my character design live course, and that's going to be a lot of fun. That's on Saturday, and if you go to creatureartteacher.com/live, you can get more information there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's 6 hours of me just yapping at you about character design and doing demonstrations. It's going to be really, really cool. Matt on YouTube says, I'm pretty sure blue cheese dressing is an alien mind control spore trying to infiltrate our planetary defenses. Dustin would probably agree with you.
Oh, on how evil blue cheese is?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the fungus that started the whole deal with The Last of Us. Just the blue cheese just mutates into a fungus that infects other people.
Yeah.
Danielle the artist says, I think we need an Aaron Blaze cooking video.
You know, we've talked about doing that because I cook a lot. I love to cook. Nick and I have talked about it. Vedanta and I have talked about it.
And we did that video where drawing is like
making
pasta.
Yeah.
Which is like a little teaser of a cooking video, but we never really actually.
Actually, that came out pretty good too.
Yeah.
I think that video came out pretty cool.
But it wasn't like an actual like cooking video, like straight up like we're cooking a food.
Yeah. I want to get this to feel like it's catching some light.
Why no gray pen?
Because I'm on gray paper.
But still, why no gray pen?
No, I probably will hit some of the gray in here as a final touch.
Like a darker gray, just to hit them softer shadows.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Did you enjoy the new Lion King movie?
I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed it a lot, actually. The only thing I missed was I wish they were more expressive. I wish the expressions matched the expressiveness of the dialogue.
Have you worked with Don Bluth?
No.
Why are you not vegan?
Why am I not vegan? Because I didn't grow up vegan. I don't know. I like food too much to limit myself to eating vegan.
I like meat.
That's probably a cop-out answer, but obviously the person that's asking is probably vegan, and I'm very much an animal lover too, and but I'm very much have grown up, you know, in a traditional. My family was a hunting family, and I never hunted, but I grew up in a very much meat-eating family. My brother's vegan. Well, I take that back. He's not vegan because he eats fish, but I don't think he eats eggs or cheese or anything like that, though.
So say that he's a
Pescatarian.
Huh? Vegetarian?
Pescatarian. I would say he's a Presbyterian.
What?
He's pescatarian. He eats
Pes-
fish.
Pescatarian?
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian. Say pescatarian.
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 Pesa who? Pesalion.
Joel on YouTube says, I'm trying to argue against Matt's blue cheese point, and I can't. I love the blue cheese. See, if I were vegan, I couldn't eat the blue cheese.
Ooh, what's your favorite big cat roar? Lions, tigers, leopards, or jaguars?
Well, lions and tigers are very, very similar. From a skeletal standpoint, they're almost identical. And they sound very similar.
Yeah.
I've heard a lion in the wild roaring, and there's nothing cooler than that, so I'm going to have to say the lion.
Yeah.
I think I may have heard a tiger as well when I was in Nepal, but I can't remember for sure. So we are slowly getting there, folks.
Blue cheese started the zombie revolution. Started the zombie apocalypse.
How can you not like blue cheese, people? That's a young.
It's such a strong flavor.
I bet it's a lot of young viewers. That's what it is, because young people don't like blue cheese.
Well, I still don't like it.
Yeah, and you're not that young anymore.
I'm not. Turning 30 next year.
Twitch question: how do you deal with neck pain? I don't have to sit for very long before my neck starts killing me. I have good posture, but it doesn't seem to help. I don't know what to tell you. I don't have neck pain. I exercise. I wasn't there for a while, but I go to the gym every morning, and I'm always sure to work the muscles that like my back muscles and my shoulders. I work those extra because I tend to work those a little bit more from a repetitive standpoint.
Well, no, if you crack your neck just right, you won't feel a thing ever again.
True. Giovanni asks, what is inside this brush that you're using to do the spots? Just Nankin? No, it's India ink, I believe. Yeah, it's India ink. And then Bruna asks, what's the brand of your gray paper? I used some in the past, but it's too smooth and the graphite doesn't stick to it very well. This is Strathmore. I won't use anything but Strathmore. It's really the best. Strathmore Gray. Nick says, the comments are split 50-50 about art and the pros and cons of blue cheese. So we are 50-50 talking about art and blue cheese. That's great.
Did you ever plan to visit Poland, or maybe already been? And we have got here European bison and wolves and brown bears.
I know. Poland is awesome. And no, I have not. We don't have plans right now. I've always wanted to go to Poland.
Yeah, so you haven't been yet?
I have not been to Poland, no.
I keep thinking that you went to Poland during the month-long trip.
No, I made it to Denmark. Is about as close as I made it. Which isn't very close, but that's as close as I made it.
Right.
I've been to Denmark a couple of times, and trying to think of places in Europe I've been to. So Denmark, Switzerland I've been to like 3 times. Never been to Italy. England, we've been there about 4 or 5 times. Ireland, Spain, Paris, or France, I mean. I've only been to Paris in France. But we haven't made it to Italy yet, or any of the other Eastern European countries. Oh, well, Russia's Asia, but we were in Moscow.
I've seen the video of...
Does Russia get split as part Europe and part Asia? I've always been kind of confused on that. is Western Russia Europe, and then it splits off into Asia, or is it all Asia?
Good question.
Let's see. Let's see who answers that one.
Have you seen the video of a tiger chasing two people on a bike?
Yes. Man, my butt tightens up every time I see that video. Holy cow, it's scary. If that tiger had just got one claw into that guy, bloop, he would have been gone. Matt asks, do you have any thoughts on using watered down acrylic paints as a sort of ink wash? I've been trying it lately with mixed success. Yes, I actually, Vedanta, my girlfriend, she's a avid acrylic painter, and she uses it like watercolor in the beginning when she's laying down her initial washes, and I do the same thing when I do acrylic painting. So I think it works great.
East of Ural Mountains, Ural, in Russia is considered more European.
Gotcha.
And somebody says, I'm pretty sure it's all Asia.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that.
Any plans on creating another workshop in Orlando?
Oh yes, we're gonna try to get it to 2 a year. Actually, we're just a little bit booked up with other things right now. Comment. It's like Turkey. They both are part of Asia and Europe. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Thank you. I knew there'd be somebody over out there listening to us that would know the answer.
The tiger video that always freaked me out was, I mean, that close one of the tiger chasing the two guys,
That's just straight up scary.
That is scary, but the other one
The
is
one that
when
jumps up on the elephant?
Yeah, jumps up on the
out of the
elephant
grass.
from the tall grass.
Yeah, man.
It's like at first they see the tiger at least a good quarter mile away, if not slightly closer, like maybe a couple 100 feet. In this tall grass, see a little head pop up, then it sinks into the tall grass. You don't see anything.
Yeah.
And then like the last 6 feet, he comes out of the tall grass and just
flying.
pounces right on the elephant.
That
like,
guy
right
actually got
towards the people.
hit too. He got sliced pretty good by that tiger. The guy was a bloody mess.
And I think I think there were 4 guys on the elephant, and I think that one guy and the elephant's ear
Got shredded.
But it was just those last few seconds of tiger coming right at you, going. Ugh!
Yeah, no kidding, right? I was always a little nervous of that when we were in Nepal and we were tracking rhinos and tigers, because that grass is so tall you can't see anything down in there. We never did see a tiger. We saw a lot of tiger sign. We found prints and scratch marks and all that kind of stuff, but we never actually found a tiger. Saw a lot of Indian rhinos though. We came up on them. They'd go, "Murr, murr, 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 murr," and then they'd run off.
Don't you want to visit the diverse wildlife of Nevada?
Sure.
Why not?
Wild horses, wild mustangs.
St. Petersburg, Russia is considered a European city.
Ah, okay. See?
St.
Maybe people would
Petersburg.
give us some good answers. We have some smart folks out there. Bruno asks, have you ever tried to paint or draw with blue cheese? No.
Or just trying to draw with food in general? Ural Mountains are the border between European and Asian sides.
Gotcha.
Ever seen Don Bluth's work?
Of course I have. Of course I have.
Of course. Don't be silly. Blue cheese and olives on haggis, only for the daring.
I'll eat that.
I don't dare. You put the link for that video for the For the pouncing tiger or for the tiger chasing? I don't know which we're talking about, but I don't know where I'll find that.
Lucas says Russia is physically half European and half Asiatic, but I think it's politically much more European. Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't know just from a geography standpoint, if it was split like that or if it was all Asian. We're getting there. This one's kind of fun.
Have you seen Cats Don't Dance? I love that movie.
Yeah, I know Dustin has. Yes, I know the director. I know the movie.
Who directed it again?
It was oh man, he did the llama movie. God.
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, Emperor's New Groove. It's driving me nuts now. So I had him. We worked together during that time, and now I'm drawing a blank. He always had some really great advice on script writing. Mark Dindal.
Mark Dindal.
Yeah, I think that was Mark Dindal. Was that Mark Dindal? Yeah. Is that right? Or was that Chris Bailey? Oh, Mark Dindal, I'm pretty sure.
Russia has endangered more tigers and more leopards.
And Siberian tigers as well.
And for the latecomers, what pens and paper are you using?
Oh my gosh, really?
It's the third time I asked.
We got to put these up as FAQs. This is a this one right here is a Japanese Pilot brush pen, right here. And then the regular drawing pen is that's a Tool, not TOOL, but TUL.
So it's like Tull but Tool.
Yes. And then the white pen. Excuse me.
You okay?
The white pen is a white jelly roll. Jad on YouTube says, it's my brother's birthday party tonight. Well, that's awesome. Actually, it's my nephew's. Both my my nephew and niece. Is it nephew and niece? It's their birthday now?
Yeah.
Tonight? Today? Jonathan and Shay. Both 2 years apart, but same day.
The pens you're talking about, where can people buy those?
Amazon. Just go on Amazon. Type in the Tool. I know if you're here in the States, I bought the drawing pen. These Tool pens. I got them at Office Depot. They're only like for a pack of 15 of them or something. They were $10. They're really cheap.
Erica Bay says it's Frankie's birthday today as well.
Oh wow! Right on.
It's everybody's birthday today.
Well, September has the most birthdays in it.
I'm part of it.
Yep. I think that's because there's a lot of nookie going on around Christmas time.
Good point. Are tigers more vicious than lions?
They can be, yes. But I think lions, historically... actually, I don't know that that's true. I'm just taking a guess. Because I know there's been a lot of man-eaters in India. Tigers historically have had a few man-eating situations, but I'm not sure that it's as often as tigers. Supposedly, animals that predators that have large predators that have salt water in their diet tend to be more aggressive. Saltwater crocodiles, the tigers that live in around the mangroves in India, where they get a lot of salt water in their diet, things like that. That was something I read a few years ago. It makes them more aggressive, I guess. I don't know.
Uh,
Twitch question: Cats don't dance. Do you know animator Jay Jackson? I know Jim Jackson,
Jim.
but Jim Jackson did not work on Cats Don't Dance. Jim's a great dancer, though.
Yeah, he was all about the pop and locking, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's a heck of a dancer.
Was the King of the Elves going to be...
Nick says lots of New Year's Eve conceptions as well. Yes, because Dustin was a Christmas Eve baby. Well, born September 16th, but
Yay.
yeah, I'm kind of opening up. I know when he was conceived.
Yay.
And the Pepper on YouTube asks, have you used watercolor brush pens before? Are they as effective as using traditional watercolors and brushes? No, I've never used them. I can't imagine that they would be as effective as traditional, because traditional is just very straight pigment. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
Do saltwater animals eat blue cheese?
It's probably what makes them aggressive.
Does Jim Jackson like blue cheese?
You know what? I don't think he does, actually. I could be wrong on that, too.
Was King of the Elves going to be 2D or 3D?
It was going to be 3D.
Going to be 3D.
Yeah, it was a 3D concept.
I wonder what it would be like in 2D, though.
Well, I think it would be very cool. Very Miyazaki-esque.
Yeah. Like, I can see, like, the Miyazaki kind of magic, but with the animation style of, like, Princess and the Frog-ish.
Yeah,
But in a rougher format, if you know what I mean, like, more...
Yeah, I wanted it to be more whimsical and fair and magical too.
Yeah, maybe start thinking of the George Lucas, or was it George Lucas or Steven Spielberg? Made a movie a few years ago, Strange Magic.
Strange magic, oh what a love, strange magic.
Yeah, she used that song in the movie.
Did they?
Yep.
It's ELO.
Like a lot of different like
Jeff Lynne
songs and all that stuff, but
one of my favorite singers.
Yeah, it's a animated musical. It's like a fairy tale between fairies and goblins.
Nick's laughing. He goes, TMI, TMI. Your conception.
My conception. Yeah, even kind of like, this is really comfortable for you, Dustin. It is so comfortable. Please, for the love of God, help me. I've heard that tigers are capable of taking revenge. Like if a particular human has done wrong to them, they'll hunt for them for revenge. Is that true?
I don't know how they would even... I don't know how you'd even measure that. I can't imagine that that's true. I don't know. Yeah. How would you know as a human, as a researcher? Don't know.
Yeah, I would really hate to be a test subject for that, for those kinds of experiments.
Yeah.
Will you be watching any horrors for Halloween?
Well, Halloween is actually one of my favorite holidays. It's turned out to be. I used to be a a bah humbug when it came to Halloween. But now since I've moved into the house that we live in, I live in this old 100-year-old house in an old neighborhood, and there's lots of kids, and I love when they come to the door, and so I like to be the cool house. So I go out and I buy all full-size candy bars and boxes of them. We kind of splurge.
Yeah, it's to the point where by the end of the night we'll still have so much candy left that the last couple of kids that come for trick or treats, we would just give them a whole box.
Yeah, and I love it. And so what we do is I bring my fire pit, my portable fire pit. I bring that out to my driveway out in the front, and then I get some really good music. We tend to have a few people over. Dustin comes over. We put piles of candy out, and then we start pouring ourselves some drinks.
And we just party it out and
Yep, sit there until about 9:30 at night, and then by that time all the kids are done. I'm feeling pretty good, and we go to the backyard and finish the night there.
Have you seen the movie It?
Yes. I haven't seen It 2 yet. But I know, I mean, I watched the original It when it was on TV back in the 80s.
I think when Halloween comes around, I think I'm gonna go back to watching the series of
You okay? You
There's
alright?
a
You alright, Dustin? You okay?
not House on Haunted Hill, but House of a Haunting, Home of the Haunting.
I don't know.
It's like something haunting, but
The Haunting?
I think it's like House.
What'd
of
you say?
Haunting. I'm saying something. But
Alright, so I've got this much done. I'm going to put a little more fur in here. But you can see now that I've got the spots in, the spots really carry it.
what are you guys' favorite candy bar? It's Gabby. Hey, Gabby.
Gabby!
Gabby. My personal favorite candy has always been Twizzlers.
My favorite candy bar is going to be. I love whatchamacallit. Whatchamacallit?
Oh yeah, whatchamacallits are really nice candy.
Yeah. And.
Haunting of Hill House. That's it. Thank you.
Sneakers.
Sneakers.
I love sneakers.
You like sneakers?
Yeah.
No. When it comes to Halloween season, though, I personally love candy corn.
Ugh. It's one of the food groups, right?
Oh yeah, candy cane, candy corn, and syrup.
It's syrup.
It's syrup. Yeah, the Haunting of Hill House.
Nick
is the
says.
show.
Nick says this is my impression on the It TV series. Oh no! It's a scary balloon. in the Family Guy neighbor voice. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's a scary balloon.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, hey Peter, that's a floating balloon.
Peter.
Hey Peter.
Peter.
Hey Peter, you might want to look out for Pennywise out there. He gets really popular during the Halloween season.
Hey Peter.
Hey Peter. Hey Peter, Peter, calm down, Peter.
Oh no.
Oh, Milky Way's a good candy.
I've never liked Milky Way.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fluffy and delicious.
Like Three Musketeers, never liked those.
Butterfingers. Ooh, Butterfingers are good.
Butterfingers are good.
Oh, good. Dustin with the candy corn and Aaron with the blue cheese.
Yeah. Oh, blue cheese candy corns.
It's like I like candy corn, you like blue cheese, and put them together, you got. You just get pure utter.
Yeah. Where's my N4s? Where are they? Oh, here it is. All right, I'm almost done here, folks. Creature Creation says, can't wait for October so I can start watching How to Haunt a House. That was the first thing I ever directed. How to Haunt a House.
How to haunt a house. Actually, reading out the candy corn and blue cheese, I think that would be the ultimate food challenge.
Yeah.
Even I would be like, no.
So inside the rosettes on leopards, these are the rosettes, it tends to be a little darker. It gets a little brown shade in there.
Ooh, dark chocolate Kit Kats.
Oh yeah, those are pretty darn good.
Just anything dark chocolate is just
Dark chocolate.
chocolate. A question on zoos. Do you research on zoos prior to visiting them for sketching trips? Is there a resource you have for telling which treat their animals well or not?
No, I don't research them. I should, but I don't. I don't go to a ton of zoos. I tend to go to the animals in the wild if I can. Or I go to to animals in the wild. So like in Yellowstone, I, find my animals there, or in Africa or whatever. I do go to some zoos here and there. The zoos I go to normally are like San Diego Zoo. The zoo we have here locally is terrible. I'm not a big fan of it.
We have one here?
Yeah, in Sanford. I shouldn't say it's terrible. It's not terrible. I shouldn't say that. But it's not as good as other zoos that I've been to.
It's like, meh.
Yeah. One of the best zoos I ever went to was just outside Tokyo, of all places.
Really?
It was called Tomazu. Tomazu? And, man, it was awesome. YouTube question. I'm loving these traditional tutorials, but can you do a TV paint demo soon as well? Yeah, I was doing TV paint demos for quite a while.
Gabby asks, back to Halloween candies. Gabby asks, what's the candy you don't love but just reminds you of a simpler time?
Good and plenty.
Bubble gum.
Bubble gum, yeah.
Like the big ball ones you get from the bubble gum machines or the gumball machines.
My hand is getting little marks on there. I think we're pretty much there. So there we go, folks. I'm going to be scanning this, and Nick will be putting it up, and first come, first serve, you'll get the painting, or get the drawing, and I'll be sending it out to you. Just got to hit a few things here.
Do the animals in Yellowstone prefer yellow cheese or blue? I didn't even know there was a yellow cheese.
Cheddar, man. Cheddar.
Cheddar.
It's all cheddar.
It's all cheddar. Get the cheddar.
Oh, what am I forgetting? Whiskers.
Huh?
Got to do the whiskers.
Whiskeys.
So this is. It looks like fingernail polish, but it's got this. It's Copic, opaque white. And it's got a tiny, tiny little brush on it, and this is what I use to make my whiskers. Don't talk to me while I'm doing this.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready for questions.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What makes a zoo terrible? When you made that comment that the zoo is not that great.
Oh, it's just the animals' pens aren't that great, and oh shoot, and it's just, they're not treated well. Whew, I gotta breathe. Okay, breathe.
Eric says, "Oh, Dustin, I know it's a bit late, but thanks for the photos you sifted through. Thanks to you, Nick, for all those. You are very welcome for all the photos from the England workshop,
Castle.
from the castle. It was a lot of fun. It took some time, but it was a lot of fun going through all the photos and getting all of them together." Do you plan doing drawing meetup at the LA Zoo during CTN Expo?
Yes, if I have the time. I would like to. I plan on doing a lot of lectures while I'm at CTN as well, though. So I'm not sure that I'll be able to do it. But, like I said, if I can, I will. Continuing. This thing's drying out.
Is that a whiteout brush?
No, it's opaque paint. This is the stuff I used when I did a cougar sitting in the snow the other day, and people were asking me how I got that so opaque. And this was it. This is how.
Nice.
Cats also grow whiskers right about from here. I can't breathe. Breathe. Which number Copic is that? Oh, that's a number 4 that I was using. Nick says, I already made the page, just need the image. I will be up. Oh, it'll be up? Okay, good. So the page is already up. It's just when we get this done. Matter of fact, I might do it live. And we gotta get eyebrow hairs.
And what's that called again? The white that you're using?
This is Copic Opaque White. Copic Opaque White. That's just what it's called.
Is that
With built-in fine brush, it says.
Is that another thing you got on Amazon, or did you get that from a specific store?
I found it at a store.
Michael's?
No, I found it at
Walmart?
no.
Publix? GameStop?
No. I found it. Hold on. At shoot, I can't remember the name of the store now. Sam Flax in Orlando. Any advice for a first-time CTN lecturer? Yeah, just get in there and knock it out of the park. Don't be nervous. Everyone is really excited that you're there, and remember that you know your subject, and so have fun with it. Don't get nervous. Some people get really nervous. Warren says, I don't understand that nail polish like thing at all. It's seriously messing with my head. It's literally it's actually paint. It's made for being for paint. There we go. Well, I think we got an image here, Dustin.
Well,
Well, there
I'm
it
with
is.
you, feller.
I'm with you, fellers. So I'm just going to go ahead and shine it.
And a little sheen. Oh, that's what he meant by shine. He meant shine.
Yeah, I got couple little smudges on here. My hand
That shit.
picked up some ink, but hey, it's part of the drawing. I don't care. Part of the drawing makes it feel handmade.
Make sure none of your real cat poop on it,
Yeah, no kidding.
and make sure they don't go.
There you go. So this is going up. We zoom out on it so you can see the full size. It's got plenty of extra room in there. So that's it. So that's what we did today. That was a lot of fun. Let me zoom in on it a little so you can see the details. I'll just move it around a little bit. So that's the leopard. How long did that take? Was that 2 hours? 2.5 hours?
It's 3:13 right now.
So 2.25 hours. That's about as long as I like to take on a drawing. Nick says if you scan it and throw it in Dropbox, I can have it up live in 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to do that right now. Dustin, take it away. Talk. I'm going to go scan.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, no. Just sit. Go ahead and just leave it there. Switch the camera over so you can talk to him. I'm going to scan over here.
Okay, so you want me to? Just let them see me.
Yeah, go sit over there.
Oh,
so
okay.
that does. Switch to that camera.
Well, I won't be able to see what everyone's saying.
That's
though.
okay, because I just got to scan for 5 minutes.
Okay. And I'll just sit over here and
Did you take it off this?
huh?
Did you? There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Where's
my
the
OBS
mouse?
is up there.
So we're gonna scan it. Is it offline?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, it's offline. I gotta pull the
The webcam.
webcam real quick.
All right.
Plug in the scanner. All right. Oh, did I just unplug you? You just disappeared. Oh no, you're back now.
You gotta look up.
Oh. Gotcha.
The screen up top, that's the live. The one that you're looking at right now, that's the
Mhm.
stream.
So there we go, and let me.
Is anyone asking any questions for me?
Wow, awesome. Character design online, less than 40. Oh, that fart button, please. We don't have that. Do some voices. Wish I could be that good. All right, so I'm gonna call this leopard looking up. Be really. So you keep
Plain and simple.
you keep doing the same thing. Oh, it keeps looping.
What does? What, me doing my little dance?
Leopard looking up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scan that.
Scanning.
Scanning. All right. And let me color correct it. I got to color correct it a little bit. Let's see. Documents. Leopard looking up. Open. Talk to everybody.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what.
Well, you
what
are
to
on there all
talk
the
about.
time. Come on, man. You know what to say.
Well,
right.
usually when.
Image.
How was my birthday vacation? It was good. Thank you for the question. I had a really fun vacation. I took the whole week off because I just figured it's my birthday. I wanted to just have a nice, relaxing week, and most of it was just hanging out my apartment playing games and catching up on some things. But Dad and I did take a walk through Lake Woodruff Wildlife Refuge, during one evening, and I got some really cool sunset photos. I have that on my Instagram, in which if any of you guys are interested in seeing any of my photography, be sure to follow me on my Instagram, which is Dustin _ Blaze, Blaise. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, I got some really beautiful sunset shots that day, and Dad was there.
I was.
And
All right, we are good. But I was, and those photos were absolutely gorgeous.
thank you.
And so, Nick, that should be in 100 drawings folder. These are all, for those of you that don't know, we're putting together a book called 100 Drawings. And so once I hit that 100 mark, I'm going to actually probably do 120 so I can weed them out. But this one is going to the first one, so it's going to go up right now Hey Dustin, were you at DD in LA? Yes, he was. Digital Domain. Oh no, you weren't at DD. You were at no, what was it? What was
Stereo D.
Stereo D.
I was at Stereo D in LA, but the Digital Domain was in Port St. Lucie.
Gotcha. Where are we? Oh, you click on the OBS. What camera are we on? Oh, on that camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would go back to the
So
overhead?
yeah, go back down to the image. So here's the image again. So this is going up. Nick, I believe, and Nick hasn't. I guess Nick is working on it. Nick, it's in the 100 drawings. It's leopard looking up, and so this is going up on the website as we speak. So, oh, Nick says almost there. So if you guys are interested in purchasing, it's going to be a first come first serve. This is a little bit bigger than what I normally do, so it's not going to be. It's going to be a little bit more money. We're in the $300 range. I know it sounds like a lot, but this is one of our bigger ones. So you got it. If you're the first one there at $300, and there we go. Whoops! I just knocked that over. Nope, no, nothing came out. Oh, here's your Mountain Dew.
Oh, thank you.
Can you show us the reference image for the drawing? I've got it. How do I drag it over?
What is it? Oh.
You're right there. Yeah, there you go. Right, oh, there you go. You just had it right down, come down a little bit. Right up, come up. No, now you just drew on it. Come down, come down, come down.
Just take it. Oh yeah, I see what I drew on it. Whoopsies.
That's all right.
So,
what did you think of the Lightbox Expo from YouTube? I thought it was amazing. I loved it. It was a really great platform for us as artists, and Bobby Chu, who was spearheaded it, was great. It was wonderful. It was one of the best events I've ever been to of its kind. So I thought it was great. And actually, this is going back into a sleeve now, so we can protect it. There we go.
So I don't know if you can see this, everybody, but this is the reference photo.
Yep,
Actually
we
painted
actually
over a little bit.
actually followed that leopard into a brushy area, and it's a young leopard, and its mother was right there as well, and we sat there with these leopards, and they moved from place to place. We followed them for about 2 hours. All right, we are sealed and ready to go. It's up now. The drawing is up. It's at creatureartteacher.com/originals/. All right. Cool. Well, you guys, thanks a lot. I had a great day. It was fun drawing for you. Are we back over here?
Yes, we are now.
All right, cool. That was fun. I really enjoyed that, and I hope you guys did too. Remember, less than 48 hours before our character design course, and that's going to be live on Saturday. morning, my time. For you Europeans, it's going to be later in the day, and for you guys west of me, it's going to be earlier in the day. But we're shooting for 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the people in the UK, that's going to be starting at 4 p.m. for you, I believe, and it's going to go for 6 hours. So it's, my fundamentals on character design. Plus, we're going to talk about. I'm going to definitely design, and we'll do that live as well. So, and you guys will have the ability to ask questions. So it's going to be a really good time. Go to creatureartteacher.com/live for more information on that. And then once again, if you want to get into our Patreon page and donate there, we would really love that. We'd appreciate it. And that's at patreon.com/AaronBlazeArt. And if you do the $1 a month tier, you get a couple of images a month that you can download and do with what you please. At the $5 tier, you're going to get the full Photoshop file. And then at the $10 tier, you're going to get a live stream once a month, and then some discounts at the website. And we're also going to share some animation files. So that's going to be all at the $10 tier. And I'll tell you, we had a really good time on our last live stream. What's really cool about the live stream for Patreon members is that right now it's only about 15 or 20 people that are on there. And so it's much more intimate, and it's a lot more fun. So go check that out. And so anyway, back to the normal camera. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I have anything else. So,
are we streaming next Tuesday?
I'm not sure yet. We may or may not be streaming next week. I'm not sure. We have a lot to do to get ready for Africa. We are heading off to Kenya on Friday of next week. It's up in the air whether or not we're going to be streaming. If we will, we'll let you know. If we don't, we'll let you know. But like I said, I've still got quite a few things I have to do to get ready. And doing the stream in there might be a little bit too much. So anyway, I just want to thank you guys for showing up today and hanging out with us. It was great. I enjoyed doing that drawing. And so until we see each other next time, which might be a few weeks, go out and put some... Oh, the drawing sold.
Already?
Yeah, it's sold.
Wow.
Thank you, whoever bought it. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. What a great day. We've had a wonderful time, and like I said, until we see each other next time, go out there, put some beauty back into the world. That's what we do as artists, and be nice to somebody. Make somebody else's life better. Make their day better. It'll make you feel better. So hey, what the heck. So anyway, between now and then, I hope you have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you next time when we come back. Dustin?
Hey everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. It was fantastic, and yes, this is most likely going to go down as the blue cheese stream.
Go eat some blue cheese.
No, don't eat the blue cheese. You'll regret it, trust me. But thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream, and hope you guys enjoy our future streams as well. And hopefully we'll be seeing you guys next Tuesday, but if not, we'll be seeing you guys in the near future. And until then, Cowboy Bebop. See you guys.